You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Good afternoon. My name is Edwin Lee, and before we formally begin, as designee for the Commissioner of the Department of Economic Development, I will be the acting chair for today's meeting. I now call to order the meeting of the members of the New York Job Committee, Thursday, June 25th, 2006. I'd like to note for the record that this meeting is being webcast. I will also note for the record that the public was given the opportunity to provide comments on the agenda by submitting their written comments yesterday. I'd like to further state for the record that no comments were received from the public in today's agenda, and we do not have any members of the public in attendance. The members have received the written materials in advance of this meeting. Feel free to ask questions at any time during the presentations. I will now ask the members whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the items on the agenda. So, I will ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure for the record at this time. We will then be sure to remind you to recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to such item or items. Hearing none, the first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes of the December 18, 2005 members meeting. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or deletions? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. We will now hear from JDA's Controller, Anthony D'Alessio, regarding approval of the annual financial reports. Tony, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, members. The Public Authorities Law requires the annual approval by the authority members and certifications by the President and Chief Executive Officer and the Chief Financial Officer of certain financial reports. The respective reports consist of the financial information set forth in the combined financial statements and independent auditor's report, March 31, 2026 and 2025, as prepared with the authority's independent audit firm, EFPR Group CPAs, PLLC. The audit report for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2026, contains an unmodified clean opinion reflecting that the combined financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position, results of operations, and cash flows of the authority. In addition, the independent auditor's report on internal control over financial reporting and on compliance, addressing whether control deficiencies or material weaknesses in internal control exist, did not identify any deficiencies or deficiencies that would be considered to be material weaknesses. The audit firm was able to obtain reasonable assurance that the authority's financial statements are free of material misstatement by performing test of compliance with certain provisions of laws, regulations, contracts, and grant agreements, including the authority's investment guidelines and other matters. Non-compliance with any of these could have a direct and material effect on the financial statements and line item amounts on such statements. Included in the materials presented is the complete audit report for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2026. Please note that the preparation of the audit report included approximately 31% participation by MBE and WBE, minority and women-owned business enterprises firms, and 6% by an SDVOB, service disabled veterans-owned business firm. The audit committee of the authority is being reconstituted at the present time. So the audit report is being presented to all the members at this meeting. Doug Zimmerman, a partner at JDA's audit firm from EFPR, is also present, and we are happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Any questions or comments from the members with regard to this item? As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. The motion carries. Would now like to call on Matthew Kennedy, Empire State Development's Economic Development Program Specialist 2, to present our next item, which relates to the re-examination of JDA's mission statement and related performance measurements and the acceptance of the performance measurement report for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Matthew, when you're ready.
Edwin, Ray Salabarios is going to present that.
Ray, when you're ready.
Thank you. Good afternoon, members. In accordance with the Public Authorities Law, the New York Job Development Authority adopted the following mission statement and related performance measurements to assist the authority in determining how well it carries out its missions. The New York Job Development Authority spurs the growth and capital investments in New York State by using the authority granted to it by leveraging New York State guaranteed bonds to support low-interest loans to manufacturers and other targeted industries throughout New York State. The performance measurements are the annual number of transactions closed, the aggregate value of bonds issued, number of jobs retained and created with each investment transaction, amount of private capital investment leverage, number of transactions delinquent, number of transactions default, and number of transactions approved by authority during the reporting period. Upon these measurements, JDA may evaluate performance and the achievement of its goal. For fiscal year 2025-2026, the performance annual measurement report. During the fiscal year 2025-2026, the authority continues its effort to expand the authority's loan portfolio and increase awareness of the authority's products and the lending and business communities throughout the state. During this period, no new loans were approved. Please note that staff makes significant efforts to identify and analyze transactions that for various reasons staff determined were not eligible for presentation to the members. One new project totaling $767,700 was approved as part of the aggregate $10 million that established the JDA Agriculture Loan Program back in 2016. It is anticipated that the JDA Agriculture Project will leverage an additional $740, in private capital while creating an additional 6 jobs. The JDA Agriculture Loan Program was created in order to make loans to lenders, which will in turn provide financing to businesses that serve the agriculture industry and which would otherwise face difficulties in obtaining capital at a reasonable cost for establishing or expanding their enterprises and businesses. Additionally, the authority closed an $800,000 real estate loan to 1015 Hiawatha Boulevard for the benefit of Syracuse retreaders using federal, state, small business credit initiative funds. In fiscal year 2025-2026, no JDA loans went into default. The authority issued no bonds during the reporting period. The members are requested to confirm the re-examination of the mission statement and related performance measurements and to accept the fiscal year 2025-2026 performance measurement report in accordance with the Public Authorities Law. Do I make the recommendation? Okay. Based upon the foregoing, I recommend approval. Based on the foregoing recommendation, I recommend approval of the requested actions.
Thanks, Ray. And any questions or comments from the members with regard to this item? As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval. Motion. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Carries. Doug Janice, Empire State Development Senior Counsel for Corporate and Real Estate, will now present an item relating to the adoption of the authority's revised procurement guidelines. Doug, when you're ready.
Thank you, Acting Chair Lee, and good afternoon, members. So the members are requested to adopt revised guidelines for the use, awarding, monitoring, and reporting of procurement contracts for this year. Section 2879 of the Public Authorities Law requires the annual adoption of these guidelines, and the authority has annually adopted, updated, and revised guidelines which conform to the law. While the 2026 guidelines are substantially similar to the adopted 2025 guidelines, staff is recommending a few changes to clarify and better organize the guidelines and make the guidelines more user-friendly, logical, and coherent, while ensuring that JDA obtains goods and services in an open, accountable, and transparent manner. Changes here include adding additional guidance on the internal processing of memberships, sponsorships, and certain types of subscriptions, further clarifying the distinction between requisition solicitations, mini bids from a pre-qualified list, and discretionary purchases for staff, and adding new section 7.7 related to mini bids from pre-qualified lists. Adding guidance regarding the newly enacted section 139M of the state finance law related to gender-based violence and workplace policies and certifications for vendors. And updating section numbering and formatting and reviewing and updating all internal and external internet links to ensure they are all functional and provide the most current information. The provided 2026 guidelines, which incorporate all of these changes, are being proposed for adoption by the authority at this time. Thank you, and I'll take any questions you have.
Thank you, Doug. Are there any questions or comments from the members with regard to the site? As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
You.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your participation today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.